Welcome to 10 TV Plus. Dylan Robichaud alongside Jay Plyburn. Rain is moving out. The sunshine is moving back in today. The big nuisance, though, dealing with that pesky wind out there.
Oh, no, not on a Monday to start the work week.
Yeah, the wind is going to be super annoying out there. But we begin right now with a look at a beautiful time lapse here from our city of Columbus, the capital city. Take a look at this here. Late last night, heading into this morning, the rain cleared out. Now we got those high, wispy, thin cirrus clouds now moving in across the region. Let's focus on what's actually about to impact you today, and that will be the gusty winds like we've already talked about here. Now, a few things to keep in mind. I've been able to kind of narrow down the window. I'm thinking from about 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. this evening. So we have a 6-hour window of these winds. How strong? 40 miles per hour. What is the impact to you? Probably want to bring the trash can on inside, as we'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. We're not quite strong enough to have a wind alert be issued, but we do have a special weather advisory here issued here mostly along and west of I-71 for those strong winds out there today. Now, the winds this afternoon, solid bet up to 40 miles per hour. Trash can, don't want to let that be outside. It's going to get tipped over nearby. Heading into tonight and heading into tomorrow, winds eventually subside a bit. It's still breezy as we head into your Tuesday, just not as bad, of course, as what we are seeing out there today. Waking up this morning, the winds weren't bad, but now this afternoon as you go outside, around 1:30, 2 o'clock as you're probably watching this, now we're looking at winds gusting between 40 and 45 miles per hour. So they will be pretty gusty, but check this out, though. They don't last all day long, because as we head towards 6 o'clock, like I just said, 6 o'clock is really when that wind advisory will end. By 6:30, that's when things start to kind of improve and subside, and you head through tonight and heading into tomorrow, the winds just won't be that bad. Let's talk about the other piece of the weather puzzle. Rain chances few and far between over the next couple of days, but heading into Friday, Saturday, eventually heading into Sunday, things become a bit more active. Here's yesterday's rain, by the way. That is moving out off towards New England. Now we've got high pressure building on in. A beautiful day out there today. Just one nice day, because as high pressure flows off to the east, now we're tracking our next low that comes on in for tomorrow. But take a look here. The size and scale of that low is nothing to get too excited about here. I mean, we're talking maybe a 200-300 miles, and it's also not very wide either. This is impacting mainly along and south of I-70 heading into tomorrow. That moves off towards the east, and then we're back to a sunny day heading into Wednesday. So that was kind of the bird's eye view. Let's go ahead and zoom in a bit closer to home to share with you exactly how this breaks down. Tomorrow, lunchtime, here come the showers gradually moving in. There's I-70. That's that geographical divider. North of there, we get hardly anything. South of there, okay, now we're talking some pretty decent rain chances here, that eventually that gets out of here as we head towards 6, 7 o'clock heading into tomorrow night as we gradually start to kind of improve things. Right now, the tree pollen's still pretty moderate out there. Grasses, weeds, and mold still pretty much on the low side. Of course, we will continue to be monitoring that as we head into the next several days and weeks. Now we are greening up, so eventually the tree pollen will catch up. Temperatures actually go down by Wednesday as we have a cold front, but if you like that warm air, look no further than Friday as we're back up to 67. By the way, that number right there in the top left corner of your screen, that's the average high, 55. We're going to be around that this week until about Friday. We're back to the 60s. And then by the weekend, I'm thinking possible 70s. Okay, so it does warm up quite a bit. Now, we have that pocket of cool air right there. One thing to keep in mind about the jet stream is that it's a big controller of our temperature. So right here we have the blue on the map. That's that colder air. If you woke up yesterday morning, you know it was downright chilly out there. But take a look. Now that jet stream is going to be back up towards Canada, we're tapping into that milder air. And yes, you are right. It will be much warmer by the weekend. 60s by Friday, 70s heading into Saturday and Sunday. Let's take a look here at the next 6 to 10 days. As we inch closer to the start of April, take a look at this. Above average here, well above average down to the deep south. But across the Tennessee and Ohio valleys, we're trending pretty warm here. So we can't give you specifics on what the weather will be like heading into the start of April, but pretty good bet will be abnormally warm, and is a pretty good bet that we're going to be abnormally wet, as rainfall amounts should be pretty high. We're going to be tracking several different opportunities for rain heading into late March and heading into the start of April. Now, as we get a look at the 7-day forecast, again, heading into Tuesday, showers, a couple dry days here, Wednesday and Thursday, dropping on down to the 40s, back up to the 50s here by Thursday, then heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, tracking some showers back in the forecast, and we're in the 70s here by the weekend, with the possibility of a few thunderstorms, maybe some thunder or lightning by Sunday.
Thunderstorms on the weekends, never good, but the silver lining, it will be warm.
It will definitely be warming up. So keep in mind, tomorrow, a little bit of rainfall. That's not going to impact everybody, though.
Okay, good.
So let's move on today. We've been talking about the wind in the forecast. Today, weather trivia. We're asking you, where is the windiest place in America?
Let's go. What are the options here?
All right, so Mount Washington, New Hampshire, Colorado, the Grand Canyon, or Columbus. What do you think?
It actually says Grandy Canyon, which is kind of fun.
Grandy Canyon? I meant to do that.
Yeah, clearly. I don't think it's Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to go Mount Washington.
You are correct, sir.
Hey, it is.
So they had one of the
230. Oh my
200,
gosh.
That is the equivalent of stronger than a Category 5 hurricane and stronger than an EF5 tornado.
That's fast.
Yeah, it's by far one of the windiest places in the world here, and here's why. Let's go ahead and bring up the graphics again. So let's go ahead and take a look. Where is Mount Washington? It's in northern New Hampshire. All right, so let's spin the globe and go towards northern New England. I've actually hiked it before. It's at 6,288 feet. One thing to keep in mind about Mount Washington is that it's one of the highest points. It actually is the highest point in New England, east of the Mississippi River, too. So it's one of the highest points on the East Coast. And so you don't really have any other mountains or anything nearby to kind of stop the wind. That wind gust happened back on April 12th, 1934. So it happened over 100 years ago. Here's why Mount Washington experienced these strong winds, okay? You've got not one, you've got two jet streams. You've got jet stream number one, that's your polar jet, and then you have your subtropical jet down to the south. So you have these strong jet stream winds, and they get funneled in here over New England. So you have these winds that kind of converge, and then you don't have any friction. You don't have anything to slow them down as they get towards northern New England. So that's why when these winds get to Mount Washington, there's no other mountains nearby to slow them down, and that's why they happen to be so intense. Mount Washington historically sees some of the most consistent, strongest winds on planet Earth. That, along with Antarctica. So a lot of folks don't realize that, but it's definitely something that we see.
I can't get over 231 miles an hour.
Yeah. 231.
Straight down.
It happens.
Wow.
All right, well, that will do it for us here on 10 TV Plus. For Dylan Robichaud, myself, and Mr. J. Plyburn, we'll see you next time. Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz will have your forecast tonight at 6.